Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Soulwise with me, Semele Sherry. I wonder what you observed in your life experience over the last month. For me, it was a reset when my old phone died with no hope of revival. I lost all my contacts, along with my apps and settings. I had tried twice before to replace it and transfer everything across, but both new devices had to be returned after failing to read the SIM. The universe was telling me something quite clearly. To quote Yeshua, I was trying to pour new wine into an old wineskin. I had been intending to carry on as usual, when what I really needed was to rethink everything, to feel into what I was actually looking for. So I shifted my focus from how I used the phone for work to what features would genuinely support my creativity and help establish a more joyful, unpressured way of using it. With no backup to rely on, I was free to switch to Android and begin again. I chose a model with excellent photography, video and audio capabilities to enhance what I loved doing, and made the conscious decision not to install any social media apps. No more pressurizing notifications or constant checking. I ordered a refurbished latest model which arrived in record time at a bargain price. It worked perfectly and was incredibly easy to set up. I had lost all my contacts, but I trusted that those meant to stay connected would simply find their way back. I couldn't be happier, and I'm enjoying slowly discovering the new features I now have to play with, as you'll see in the video for this lunar month's guidance. Once again, my soul guided me to experience the energy of the approaching month before writing about it for you. It's a simple example of how you may be called to question and approach things differently over the coming 4 weeks. So here's my spiritual guidance for April and May 2026, covering the lunar month beginning with the Aries new moon on April the 17th at 12:52 p.m. in the UK, which is where I live, through to May the 15th. Every new lunar month, I draw one card from the Thoth Tarot to spark intuitive insight about the key energy to navigate by during the coming 4 weeks. I then take a quick look at the astrology. The Aeon's proclamation cannot be softened or ignored. It announces nothing less than a turning of the age, a profound shift in consciousness, a rebirth into an entirely new way of living and being. This is not change at the surface level. This is transformation at the level of soul. A new era emerges through spiritual wisdom and clear seeing, through the willingness to look honestly at what has been, to recognize where you've been out of alignment, and to choose differently. This is how wisdom is born, not through perfection, but through awareness, reflection, and conscious correction. You begin to see life from a higher vantage point. Patterns that once seemed fixed reveal themselves as choices. Old ways of thinking lose their hold, and with that comes a deeper understanding. What you experience is not random, but intimately connected to what you think, believe, and project into the world. You create your reality, not as blame and not as burden, but as liberation. Because if your inner world shapes your outer experience, then change becomes possible at the deepest level, and that change begins with self-awareness, not harsh or critical, but clear, compassionate, and free from judgment. There is no condemnation from source, only the invitation to see, to understand, and to choose again. Facing what lies beneath. The eon asks you to analyze yourself deeply, using body, mind, and soul to inform you. What do you fear? Where do you judge yourself and so others? Where does shame still linger in the shadows? These are not questions to overwhelm you, but to free you, because what remains unseen continues to shape your life unconsciously. When you bring it into awareness, its hold begins to dissolve. You are, in many ways, what you believe yourself to be, and this month offers the opportunity to begin to rewrite that belief from truth rather than fear. The fire of transformation. There is a strong current of fire running through this card. It is the rising of the Kundalini, the serpent energy awakening at the base of the spine and moving upward through the body. This is the fire of spirit. It doesn't destroy for the sake of destruction, but it does burn away what is false, outdated, or no longer aligned with your deeper nature. It is a purifying force, a healing force, a transformative force. As it rises, it reconnects you with your solar self, that radiant, unified aspect of being that exists beyond separation. Here, you are no longer divided between human and divine, but experience yourself as both, earthly and cosmic, individual and interconnected, form and formless, spirit and personality, a whole being living consciously within the web of life. A return to innocence. Interestingly, this profound transformation can also feel like a return, not backwards, but deeper. You may find yourself reconnecting with a sense of innocence, play, or joy that feels reminiscent of childhood, a time before self-consciousness, before limitation, before you learned to filter your expression through fear. This is not regression, it is remembrance. An image comes to mind of my young sons in their knowledge sponge days, when every other sentence was, "Why?" Their wonderful ability to acknowledge that they don't know and to be unguardedly curious about it. The Eon invites you to make space for that lightness this month, for play, for creativity, for moments of pure presence to life. Allow yourself to acknowledge and celebrate your journey and growth so far. These are not distractions from the path, they are part of it. The shadow of resistance. You may witness the shadow expression of this energy around you as well as within you. Resistance to change, denial of truth, clinging to power, and the intensification of fear-based control. Where transformation is required but refused, distortion increases. This is not surprising. When a new age begins to emerge, the old one often tightens its grip before it releases. Your role is not to fight that directly, but to remain anchored in your own alignment, to see clearly without becoming consumed, to choose truth without needing to force it onto others. Stepping into the new. The Aeon is ultimately a call to awakening, to step fully into who you are becoming, free from prejudice and preconceptions, to release what no longer defines or helps you, to trust the intelligence of the transformation moving through your life. You are not at the mercy of this shift, you are part of it, and as you align with it, with awareness, courage, and an open heart, you begin to experience a new way of being that feels both unfamiliar and deeply known. Don't rush the process. Life-changing decisions and choices that support your blossoming will become obvious when their time comes. As the Eon suggests, what is unfolding will span an epoch of unknown length. Just keep going. You are remembering yourself into existence, you are helping the human family to remember and realign with its original blueprint of harmony and wholeness with life. And here's a quick look at the astrology. The new moon in Aries on the 17th of April opens a powerful doorway for creation, especially around new ideologies and more holistic ways of structuring life. At the same time, anything outdated or unsustainable may be cleared away to make space for what's emerging. Uranus moves into Gemini on the 26th of April, bringing fresh ideas and new perspectives. Collaboration is key now. So much more becomes possible when we recognize our interconnectedness and allow insight to evolve through shared exchange. Around the Scorpio full moon on the 1st of May, aligned with the Celtic festival of Beltane, connections with others may feel intense and invigorating. Hidden truths can surface, stirring strong emotions. Directed consciously, these feelings hold real transformative power. In the 2-week lead up to the May new moon, energy builds and can feel heated at times. Conflict is possible, but the invitation is to channel this intensity into creative resolution rather than reaction. Breathe first, act after. I know this is a time when many are anxious, disorientated, and heartbroken by what appears to be happening in the world. We are called to grieve for the unnecessary death, cruelty, and suffering, to allow our hearts to witness and feel it all. It is part of our human experience. And we are called to change it by choosing differently. We are called always to turn towards life in hope and faith. I really hope that guidance helps to carry you through what will probably be another bumpy and upsetting, sometimes shocking month. But this is what we're here for. This is the time that our soul chose to be part of because we knew we could shape, we could change, we could help. So listen to that guidance again if you do find yourself descending into despair. It is all leading ultimately to something beautiful. Leaving you now, as always, with my love and blessings. Until next time, goodbye for now.